YouTube, and thank you. Welcome to ESPN's Champ Week, presented by Principal. You're watching the Big West Championship. It is Saturday night of Champ Week in Las Vegas, and we welcome you just off the strip to Henderson, Nevada, where a champion will be crowned in the Big West. In a heavyweight showdown in the title game, the two best teams in the league, the new kid on the block, UC San Diego, and the gold standard, UC Irvine. 1-2 in the regular season, so double buys into the semifinals last night. Both teams trailed by 1 at halftime, and both teams stormed through dominant second halves to set up this epic tonight. With that, we say hello, and thanks for joining us. Alongside Chris Patola, I'm Mike Monaco. The Big West has been one of the best mid-major conferences in America this year. The best year in this league since the 1990s. And you see both these teams do have at-large cases, but if you win tonight, you don't have to sweat tomorrow.
Yeah, they both have cases, but they're dicey. You've got to win this game tonight. These two teams have been the class of the league. They go about it different stylistically, but the thing they share, they're very experienced and really, really skilled. Let's start with UC San Diego, the 1 seed, the outright regular season champs. Only their 5th year at the D1 level, and their superstar is Aniwa Tate Jones, the Big West Player of the Year who averages 20 points per game. The New Zealander. The best thing he does is drive the basketball. Loves contact, really a physical driver, athlete at the basket, and he is prolific at getting to the foul line. Put so much pressure on the defense. Had an outstanding game last night. Really filled up the stat sheet in their semifinal win last night. Other side for UC Irvine, Bent Leuchten. 7'1" center from Germany, was first team all-conference. Again, in the paint, but in a different way. I mean, his size is so tough to stop. He's really skilled. He's got a nice touch for how much power he plays with. Catches that ball at its apex, and really tough around the basket as a finisher. Here we go from Henderson, Nevada. Many thought that the conference tournament would lead to this. Two best teams in the league. They split the regular season meetings, and now for the auto bid, and away we go. UC Irvine in the Navy controls as the 2 seed. Miles Che initiates, sophomore guard, 12.5 per game. Leuchten stepped out on the baseline, and an early turnover for the Anteaters. Check out the starting lineup, and for UC San Diego, we talked about Aniwa Tate Jones, and then Ty Magai is one of the best three-point shooters in America. 113 threes, sizing up one of the best defenses in the country, and we're going to see a lot of different looks from Irvine. And they're going to put Bent Leuchten, number 15 in blue, right in the middle. They just park him there. Norden Kapich, a stretch big, couldn't knock down the three. And you check out the starters as well for UC Irvine. And Miles Che, we already told you about him. Very key piece. Battled some nerves, his head coach Russ Turner was telling us last night in the semifinals. And he had been dinged up as well. Jurian Dixon, the conference's freshman of the year, missed it from deep. And Tate Jones can do this, grab and go, and push for UC San Diego. And because of how well they shoot it, there's a gravity to this team. They really play 4 around that ability to drive it. And look at Leuchten there. I mean, they're basically parking him in there and then matching up with the other 4 guys on that perimeter. Point guard Hayden Gray gave it up for Ty Magai, who is lethal, and he was cold last night in the semis, and he missed his first one here. So they're zoned up. It's kind of like a diamond or a box in one. They've got that one defender on Magai because of how well he shoots it, and they really are trying to work to keep Aniwa Tate Jones out of that paint. Where you said he just seeks contact. Justin Hone, the drive and kick, and then Che gets bumped, and it's a foul on Aniwa Tate Jones. Russ Turner, 15th year head coach at UC Irvine. 2 NCAA tournament trips. 7 of the last 12 years, they have at least shared the regular season title. So we asked him today, what does today feel like? And you could see the wetness in his eyes, for lack of a better term. He's emotional about what today means. Leuchten got bumped, couldn't finish. And now a push for the Tritons. Tate Jones got fouled by Justin Hone. Other side for Eric Olin, 12th year head coach, back-to-back Big West Coach of the Year honors. And we told you only the 5th year at the D1 level. And after the 4-year transition period, the first year, they're eligible for the NCAA tournament. couldn't even compete because of the Big West decree last year here in the conference tournament, despite finishing second in the regular season. Aiden Gray off the shot fake, and the point guard gave it up. Kapich back out high for Tate Jones. Driving on Hone. Tate Jones will back it out for Chris Howe. Gray straight on. Can't connect from deep. Hone battles with Howell and secures it.
Leuchten at the front of the rim is so good at protecting their basket. You saw Tate Jones get in there and just deterred by the size.
And then a poke away from Hayden Gray, the conference defensive player of the year, and the nation's leader in steals and steals per game. 3 and white, here he is, good shooter, and he knocks it down at this end.
They're giving these shooters a lot of space. You know, again, they're matched up against time a guy because of how well he shoots it, but Hayden Gray is a 40% three-point shooter.
Averages 11 points per game. Senior guard transferred in 2 years ago from the Division II ranks. First points 3 minutes in. High-low, Devin Tillis for Leuchten underneath, and the first anteater points.
They're going to find that matchup. UC San Diego switches 1 through 5, and so when you get that switch, Leuchten on a smaller player, they're going to look for that matchup.
They want him to be dominant. Russ Turner was saying to us pregame, 15 in blue. Tate Jones for Kapich. Back to Tate Jones in this spot in the zone with the floater.
And that's a shot he's going to have all night. If he can hit that little floater, because Leuchten's not coming up. He is standing right in front of the rim. And it's amazing how many of these guys, they are not defending.
It's a 5-2 UC San Diego lead. Leuchten can step out and shoot it. Tillis nearly grabbed the offensive rebound, but it belongs to the Tritons in the first 4 minutes, ahead by 3.
He can't shoot it. Has made 17 threes this year, but that's definitely what you want him doing.
Here's Chris Howe. Bounces for a cutting Kapich, who had it blocked by Leuchten. Kapich rises, and he knocks down the 3, and it's 8-2 UC San Diego in the first 4+ minutes.
And that's your stretch forward. That's your 6'8" forward who can step out and shoot it. That's the unconventional style that UC San Diego plays with.
11 points per game for Kapich. It's a skip for Hone. 6th-year senior gave it up to Dixon off the shot fake with a runner.
He has really come on. Redshirt freshman sat out last year to get a feel, acclimate to everything in that starting lineup. Really good defensively.
Cuts the deficit to 4. It's an 8-4 UC San Diego lead. We're working on getting you back the score bug at the bottom of your screen. We're in the first 5 minutes here of the first half of this Big West Championship. Howe was left alone like he was in the 2 regular season meetings.
They have made the decision not to guard him. In his second matchup, he made 5 threes.
And now we get a stoppage here from one of the officials, Tony Padilla. 15-11 to go in the first half, and it's an 8-4 lead for UC San Diego on UC Irvine here in the first half. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. All right, at-large cases we told you for both these teams, and let's start with UC San Diego. Right now, Lunardi's projecting them with the AQ as the regular season champs. Their net is 35, and Joe Lunardi did say to us that UC San Diego could possibly survive a loss tonight against Irvine and still get an at-large bid. Meantime, for UC Irvine, it's a different discussion. Joe Lunardi's got them on the bubble, outside looking in, next 4 out, his 6th team out of the field. So if you're Russ Turner, you really feel especially like you got to win it tonight.
Yeah, they have to win. That net number there, 60, is problematic. Now, UC San Diego's a different story. You know, with what their net is compared to, you look at last year, you know, and Indiana State was left out at 29. Does the committee take a different approach with a UC San Diego, given some of the quality wins they have in the non-conference, the overall record, and then that net being what it is? I think they might. But again, you want to win this game tonight, obviously.
And many interested bubble teams around the country watching this for a possible bid stealing situation as well. Miles Che missed it. UC San Diego's got it. Up by 4 in the early going here of this Big West Championship. Chris Howe
kicked it out for sixth man of the year in the conference, Justin Rochelin, 5 in white, and now Hayden Gray. Here's Ty McGuy, the sniper around the screen with Dixon dogging him. Shot clock winding down on Howell into the mid-range. Howell spins it out, and the rebound down to Devin Tillis.
And Loyston out of the game, back to a conventional man-to-man. Matched up man-on-man, that possession.
Good hands from Rochelin, and a turnover from Miles Che. Maximo Milovic, backup big, is into the game as well for UC San Diego. Gray gets bumped, and it's a foul on the backup Irvine guard, Torian Lee, the true freshman.
Irvine goes deep. You know, they're going to play about 10 to 11 guys tonight. UC San Diego not quite as deep. They'll only go about 8. I thought both these teams last night, Mike, they were both playing opponents who had played 2 games, you know, coming into that matchup. Both these teams here tonight got byes, so last night was their first game. I thought they wore both of their opponents down. It was interesting, both these teams here tonight were down by a point at the half. A little bit of jitters, a lot of different pressures when you play these one-and-done environments.
It's a turnover from Hayden Gray. Tillis on the break. Tillis pulled up, almost walked with it.
Did walk.
Didn't call it. Hones skips it. Dixon, the shot fake into the mid-range. Left it short, and the rebound pulled down by Rochelin. McGuy has that quick release, and on the baseline, he scores it. First points for Ty McGuy.
He didn't score the ball last night. You know, he didn't shoot it well. We talked about how good he is from that three-point line. You know, teams are going to run him off. Good shot fake there, and a nice little pull-up in the mid-range.
It was a tale of 2 shooting performances for UC San Diego in the first regular season meetings. Kyle Evans has a chance at a 3-point play. The Colorado State transfer in off the bench for Irvine.
Ty McGuy is just a smart player. I mean, the collective IQ, basketball IQ from both of these teams is really at a high level. And then Kyle Evans has given them good minutes. You know, 6'10 junior who backs up Loyston. Really good defensively, protecting their basket. Good shot blocker. And then there, nice job getting position in front of the basket, finishing through the contact.
Yeah, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks in 15 minutes last night. One of his best games of the season, and he stamps a 3-point play. To your point, you're right. These are fun teams to watch. They share it. They're veteran, they're mature, and they are smart. It is just pretty basketball. Aniwani with Tate Jones. Trying to solve things against this Irvine defense. Again, they will shape-shift defensively, or that diamond-in-one look here. K-pitch spins it out.
And with McGuy out of the game, they put the diamond-in-one. That one was on Hayden Gray, that possession. Again, taking the three-point shooter out of the half-court offense.
Hone with a nice touch on the step back. The 6th-year senior from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Honorable mention, Big West. So with Lee sticking with 3 and white, Hayden Gray. The rest of the defense in that diamond look for Russ Turner. K-pitch to Aniwani with Tate Jones. 5th-year senior from New Zealand. A very good passer found the cutting Rochelin.
And that's where everybody stops to watch what Aniwani with Tate Jones is going to do. Nice 45 cut there by Rochelin, being an active receiver, cutting behind the eyes of the defense.
Aniwani with Tate Jones threatened with a triple-double last night in the semifinals. UC Irvine down by 3. Late shot clock. Here is the veteran Hone. Pulls up on K-pitch. And he buries it right in his face to tie it. .38% from 3 for the season for Justin Hone. Tate Jones had it blocked by Evans. O'Fury, Ujadu Gele in transition. Hone wants another, and he comes up short. Hayden Gray back out for K-pitch. Rochelin cuts on the baseline, and then last touch by Rochelin.
Aniwani with Tate Jones, when he gets into the paint, he is an absolute menace. And he doesn't have to just score it in there. He is a very good decision maker, high assists. And then, how about Justin Hone? Little dance step, he pulls it in your face. He's wet.
Vegas lit up on a Saturday night, and just off the strip, we're in Henderson, Nevada for the Big West Championship game. Aniwa with Tate Jones, Big West Player of the Year, has his family here. Parents Aaron and Rachel are here. His 3 younger siblings, Ella, Izzy, and David. They've all been stateside for 3 weeks. And we were chatting with Tate Jones earlier today. He told us that his parents told him he wasn't going to be the biggest, wasn't going to be the strongest, wasn't going to be the most athletic, but they always told him to be physical. They told him to hit boots. So we asked him, well, what does hit boots mean? He said it's just hitting dudes. You said it earlier. He seeks out contact in the paint.
He does. He's an absolute warrior. He grew up playing rugby. And so, you know, he is used to contact. He seeks it out. He's a lot stronger than he looks. Like, he's got that rugby man strength that I know nothing about. Just a warrior, and when he gets in there, man, he is really tough to stop because of how strong he is and how much he initiates that contact.
Justin Hone has it for UC Irvine. Here's Torian Lee. Too strong from deep. Does stay at this end of the floor. You had made the comment last night about the rugby background for Aniwa Tate Jones. After their win last night, he went back and watched the broadcast. And he said to you today, yeah, you're right. It's my rugby and my New Zealand background.
It is. It's, you know, it's like stateside football players who are also basketball players. You know, just not afraid of contact.
Hone is not afraid to let it fly, and Justin Hone's got another triple, his second.
He's a gamer, guy who's been in this program, so invested. Here he is again. You know, a guy who just he's given everything to this program. He was a point guard at one point. He started playing off the ball last year. And with Miles Che on the roster this season, you have 2 ball handlers out there. He's so good defensively. He's become a much improved scorer.
You can see the emotion all over his body language in the first chunk of this first half. For a trip to the NCAA tournament. K-Pitch was left with some space. K-Pitch bounces for Tate Jones, and it rolled off, and the follow not there as well.
There's that impact of Loiston, front of the rim.
Excellent defense. Top 20 in the country for UC Irvine, according to KenPom. Bully ball from Tillis, extra pass from Hone. Dixon on the drive, shut off there by Aiden Burke. Tillis knocks down a 3. First points for the 5th-year senior Devin Tillis, and it's a 9-0 run for the Anteaters. Aniwa Tate Jones on the feed to the baseline. K-Pitch got in too deep, but he got fouled.
You know, Irvine's, they're making shots, Mike, but their defense has gotten them back into this game. And, you know, they've spent most of this game so far in that diamond and one. And there's a difference between being in a zone and playing a zone. And, you know, they play a zone. They are so good on the ball. And one of the things, especially in their man-to-man, you see all the numbers here. I mean, this is what they're doing nationally in terms of their defense. There's not one guy you can pick on. There's not a weakness within their defense. They are all very good on the basketball, and then because of that size in the paint, they are very hard to score on at the basket.
Russ Turner said to us, we want guys who are going to buy in defensively. He said, we'll take small guys, we'll take short guys, we'll take fat guys, we'll take skinny guys. He said, we don't discriminate, but they want the underdog mentality to fit into the defensive identity of their program. And Irvine's got the 5-point lead. Haven't been to the NCAA tournament since 2019, despite all the regular season success. A double loomed on Tillis, passed out to Loiston, and he got fouled.
You've got to be able to fight his catches. I mean, he's just getting it too deep. Too deep. He's got a guy on his back, and he's very good at keeping the ball high. But you have got to fight him earlier than that. Try to make it harder for him to catch.
And so Bent Loiston to the line. The so-called, by many in these parts, German Giants.
third-year starter, but this has been his most productive season. The most minutes he's played as well. Russ Turner said to us, well, the dumb coach finally started playing him more. Got a couple other near 7-footers on the roster last year. Leuston was the starter. Bigger role this year, better conditioning, and they're letting him go. And the message to Leuston today was, you need to dominate, and you need to come out of this with bruises up and down your body.
Like Jokic.
Yeah.
Leuston, a big Nikola Jokic fan, and that's what Russ Turner told him. Said, you got to come out of this game looking like Jokic does after a game.
7-point Irvine lead. Kapic on the drive, lost it, and another turnover from UC San Diego. Miles Che with a handoff for Torian Lee. O'Fury, Uja Dugele looking for somewhere to go. Not known for his scoring, 6th-year senior. Backs it out for Tillis. Way too strong, and the rebound, Tate Jones, grab and go. Burke is a shooter off the bench, and he sticks the three.
Nice job scoring early in the possession there. And again, Tate Jones with the ability to lead the break. And this team's UC San Diego willing to make that extra pass.
Leuston posting up. Double comes, and he scores anyway on the baseline.
Tough shot. And again, multiple bodies on him, but with that size, just goes right up over the top. And he's got a very nice touch. Really nice combination of power and touch, finesse.
He had 23 in each of the regular season meetings. Howell turned it over against Torian Lee.
These are careless turnovers, not being ball strong. Turnovers you cannot have in a championship game.
One of the 4 best teams in the country in limiting turnovers. But UC Irvine has forced San Diego into 3 turnovers in the last few minutes. Shea buries a triple. Timeout UC San Diego.
Again, it's their defense for UC Irvine that has given them this differential. And then when you're starting to feel good about your defense, you're starting to turn the other team over. Now the offense comes alive. Miles Che, so nice.
We cap off Champ Week tomorrow with 2 more championship games over on ESPN. First, the SEC title game, 1 Eastern, noon Central, with Tennessee and Florida. It looks like perhaps one of the best teams and one of the favorites in the country. And then the American Championship game between Memphis and UAB. Meanwhile, here in the Big West, UC Irvine's got the advantage on UC San Diego, and Russ Turner, 15th-year head coach, is trying to get his program back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2019. And he told us right when he got to the arena tonight, you wake up, some days just feel different, and you know that there's a chance for something special in your life to happen.
He's been the standard in this league. His program has been the standard. And, you know, he's built it on defense, and we have seen it show up here so far in this game to this point. But that's what he has built this program on. It's how he recruits. The foundation is who they are defensively.
They've got a 9-point lead. They're on a 16-4 run the last 4+ minutes. And Leuston not on the floor right now for UC Irvine. Chris Howell going to work. Shut out there and backs it out to Ty Magai. Magai around the Milovic screen. The roll. Back out Gray. A 3. Knocks it down.
That's why the ball's got to move. Too much dribbling early in these possessions. Again, with Leuston off the floor, back to the man-to-man.
And with a knee with Tate Jones on the bench as well for UC San Diego. Both teams with 4 made threes. Not necessarily what you expect for Irvine. Uja Dugele was looking for the cutting Che, and good hands from Justin Rochelin, who's given good minutes off the bench again. Here's Rochelin. Milovic for Gray.
Gray around the screen. Hayden Gray into the paint, attacking Evans with a right hand.
Tough finish because you had the shot blocker coming over, and a nice job warding him off with that left arm.
8 points for Hayden Gray, Conference's Defensive Player of the Year. Back to a 4-point margin with 6 to go in the first half. Torian Lee, the jet quick freshman, backs it out for Ujah Dugele. That rolls off. Rochelin clears it for UC San Diego.
Trying to do too much. That's not his role. Last 2 possessions, turnover and a bad shot.
He's 35 points all season, and then Gray turned it over. Lee off to the races, and he lays it in.
These turnovers are killing UC San Diego, and they have been one of the best nationally at taking care of it.
Add another. Rochelin out of the corner with another giveaway for the Tritons.
They only turn the ball over 8 times a game. These turnovers are just careless, and it starts with the ball pressure. The freshman Torian Lee, low center of gravity. Good finish there, changing his pace. You know, that's where these freshmen, we talked about Jurian Dixon, Torian Lee has really made an impact. And again, it starts with his defense.
A couple of season-ending injuries for UC Irvine, so he's had an opportunity. Loishton back into the game, and now Hone. Back iron on a triple try, and Hayden Gray soared for the rebound. And Iwaniwa Tate Jones still on the bench. And Howell going to work. Gray comes to get it. Off the bounce against Che. Step back triple. Gray hits another, his third.
That's where if you get Loishton's man, so in this case Milovic, involved in ball screens, you know, Loishton's right in front of the rim, and so you leave kind of a naked Hayden Gray out there wide open.
Tillis for Loishton, and he got fouled. And Bent Loishton is going back to the free throw line.
Whoever Loishton is guarding has to be active, and in this case it's Milovic, and Loishton ain't coming out there. Che gets caught up, and Hayden Gray is carrying a load right now.
Again, we told you 3-point shooting is so important. Eric Olin said to us in the 2 regular season meetings, again, they were split, he said it was extremes. First game, they were 6 for 35 from 3. Second game, 16 for 31. And so Hayden Gray, with those triples, is keeping the Tritons afloat right now.
And conversely, Mike, defensively, Eric Olin, he was okay with Irvine becoming a volume 3-point shooting team. You know, in order to take Loishton and his paint touches out of this game, you know, you were okay really shrinking the floor, forcing that skip over the top, forcing Irvine to become a volume 3-point shooting team, which is not who they are.
5-point lead for UC Irvine, approaching 4.5 to go here in the first half in the Big West Championship. Iwaniwa Tate Jones back into the game, 12 in white for UC San Diego. Against the zone of Irvine. Tate Jones from the elbow. Face up, mid-range, over the top of Loishton.
That's 2 of those mid-range little floaters he's thrown up over the top. Made them both. We'll see how Loishton responds.
When Loishton's in, it's pretty much all zone defense?
All zone. All diamond in one when Loishton's in.
Loishton from Tillis, and he missed it, and cleared by Kapich. Rochelin to the corner. Tate Jones, not a prolific 3-point shooter. On the baseline, found the cutting Burke. And Burke turns it over, and that is the 6th, as you said, on an average of 8 for UC San Diego. 2 best teams in the league. Heavyweight showdown. Who's punching a ticket? Zubin, thank you. Coaches, you guys as well. By the way, those guys are working the long hours this weekend. Hats off to that crew. We hope the caffeine is flowing for at least Coach Crane.
We know it is.
All right, we got 4 to go. First half, 3-point game. You heard the fellas talking about the 3-point shooting. Eric Olin always analytically inclined, sizing up the stat sheet there.
They make 11 a game, and it's, they put 4 guys out there who are really good 3-point shooters. Aniwa Tate Jones is a capable 3-point shooter. They're starting to feel more comfortable over the last few possessions, Mike, playing against that diamond and one.
5 starters on the floor for UC Irvine. This is Justin Hone to initiate in the post entry for Bent Loyston. The double comes from Howe, passed out of it. Dixon into the mid-range, off target. Loyston kept it alive, and then Kapich tried to save it. Looked like he was the last to touch it, but the ball does belong to UC San Diego. The lead for UC Irvine was as large as 9 about 4 minutes ago on the game clock here in Nevada. Howe for Gray. Found the cutter. Tate Jones, no, as Loyston went straight up. Only 4 points for Aniwa Tate Jones. Tillis got fouled by Ty Magai, and that's 2 on one of the best shooters in the country, Ty Magai.
Nice set by UC San Diego out of the timeout. You get a nice cut by Gray. And Aniwa Tate Jones, these are layups he normally makes. Again, it's that deterrent of Loyston at the basket.
Saw the frustration from the guys. He puts Devin Tillis at the line. 5th-year senior, 2nd team all-conference. 13 and 8 per game. Kind of typifies what this program is about. Russ Turner said he doesn't look athletic, but he is athletic. Said he's not a guy who looks like he spends 24 hours a day in the weight room, but said he's one of the smartest players who's come through this program in 15 years. Very capable and underrated passer, and he does a ton for him.
Would you rather look athletic but not be, or not look athletic but be athletic? Which is better?
I don't think I look athletic or am athletic, so I wouldn't know. Tillis catching some strays from his
backhanded compliment.
Head coach. Howell skips to the corner. Aniwa Tate Jones feeling out. And now a handoff for Magai. Lets it fly. Way too strong. Long rebound. Shot clock doesn't reset. Tate Jones got to get it up. And he comes up short.
Both these teams with this diamond and one, and you have some guys unguarded, but you have to sort of match up out of it. And then with UC San Diego switching 1 through 5, you have to have, first of all, a really good communicating team. You got to be able to talk, and then a collective defensive IQ, guys to be able to cover up those mistakes, and that's where the experience for both teams comes in.
Tillis, there's that passing on the skip for Che on the baseline. He looks a lot more comfortable tonight than last night in the semis.
It's a long closeout on that backside. Nice job driving it.
Tate Jones, sensing some urgency, was going to work, and now has it again. He triggers. Can't hit, 33% from 3, and then Loyston was the last to touch it, so it stays with UC San Diego.
No second chances either for both teams. Both teams have done a nice job limiting each team to 1 shot.
Off the baseline, out of bounds. Kapich. And now Gray. Hayden Gray gets the roll. How about the friendly rims here in Nevada? A 4th triple of the first half for Hayden Gray, matching his best in a UC San Diego uniform. Tillis will back you down in the mid-post. Double comes, good bounce for Loyston. Corner left alone. Che couldn't make the Tritons pay. Howell pushes. Gray joins. Gray to the corner for Magai. Can't stick the 3. And now Irvine runs. Che, the head fake. Had it blocked by Gray.
Hayden Gray's having himself a first half now. I mean, this is not an easy play. Primary defender to be able to block that, to time it without fouling.
Offhand, too, for Hayden Gray. Like, came back with the left and blocked it. I showed you earlier, one of 10 finalists for the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year Award. Best in the country. And Hayden Gray's doing it all here, like you said, in the first half. Loiston carving out space. Tip back out for Che. Hone releases. Couldn't stick it, and the rebound to Kapich. Final minute until halftime here in the Big West Championship. Aniwani with Tate Jones. 20 a game, but only 4 here. Going to work on Loiston, and he scores it.
And that's who he is. We have not seen that yet in this game, but that is going right into the body of Loiston with the ability to finish.
Coming off 20 yesterday. Tips that away, and it does stay with UC Irvine up by 2. And we'll get a timeout taken by Russ Turner. His use it or lose it. It's 30 seconds. So is our break, so don't go anywhere. And then right back to Henderson. We've got you covered again on Selection Sunday tomorrow, and it all starts at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with SportsCenter over on ESPN with Reese and the guys checking out the men's field of 68. Then bracketology follows, and then at 8, the women's field of 68 gets revealed, and then bracketology and a complete breakdown at 9 Eastern here on ESPN2. Chris Spatola, Mike Monaco, our entire crew with you from the Big West Championship with 29.6 seconds to go until halftime and a 2-point margin. UC Irvine with the ball in the front court. And Jurian Dixon getting ready to key it in. He's out there with Loiston, Tillis, Che, and Hone. So the 5 starters for Russ Turner and the Anteaters. Into Tillis. The 5th-year senior got tripped. And now Hone. Tillis working on Howell. Double comes on the baseline. Tillis able to find Dixon somehow. Popped off, and it will stay here with 14.6 left until halftime.
Getting some bunnies around the basket. UC San Diego is so good timing up that baseline double. When Tillis goes baseline, that double from Rochland came right over.
Into Loiston. And a foul from Chris Howell.
They had one to give.
What is the timing on the double? Like, when are you sensing that they're going and triggering?
Yeah, I think it's a couple dribbles, you know, and that's where it's sort of an instinctive feel that they have developed, that defensive IQ. But as he starts to get momentum, they are coming with it.
Tillis spinning against one-on-one, and he missed that bunny as well. UC San Diego for the final shot. Aniwani with Tate Jones had it poked away by Tillis. Loose ball on the deck, and that's how we hit halftime in the Big West Championship. A heavyweight showdown here in Henderson, Nevada. 2 best teams in the conference all season. They split the 2 meetings in the regular season, and a rubber game for an auto bid here tonight. UC Irvine by 2. To the studio with Josh Pastner and Tom Crean. Here's Zubin Mehenti. Welcome to ESPN's Champ Week, presented by Principal. You're watching the Big West Championship. Just southeast of the Strip. We're in Henderson, Nevada. At UC Irvine, the 2 seed has a 2-point lead on the top seed in the Big West, UC San Diego. We welcome you back. Thanks for being with us. Chris Spatola, Mike Monaco with you. And let's start with defense. UC Irvine has one of the best defenses in the country, and they played that way with their anchor, Bent Loiston, in the middle.
Yeah, spent most of that half in a diamond and one so that they could put Loiston at the front of the rim. And he was really a deterrent, especially for Aniwa Tate Jones, UC San Diego's best player. He would get into that paint because of that size at the front of the rim. He had a hard time finishing at the basket. And most importantly, Mike, they did not foul Tate Jones. He's taking over 8 free throws a game on the season, did not take 1 free throw in that first half. Offensively for UC San Diego, Hayden Gray saved them. He was knocked down from 3, hit 4 threes, and I thought he was really hunting his shot in that first half.
He was. He had 14 on those 4 threes, and in large part kept UC San Diego afloat. Again, only their 5th year as a Division I program, first year that they're even eligible for the NCAA tournament. Here's Aniwa Tate Jones, Big West Player of the Year. Ty Magai off the side of the backboard. He only had 2 points. Gray had to get it up, and it's a shot clock violation and more sturdy defense from Irvine.
It's going to be hard to win this game for UC San Diego if their 16-point-a-game scorer in Tyler Magai does not show up. He did not play well last night, didn't shoot well, and he has been a no-show so far tonight.
And in the first meeting in the regular season against UC Irvine, he was held to only 4 points in that one as well, and that was a UC San Diego loss. Devin Tillis drew 2 on the baseline. Dixon for Hone, 6th-year senior, who had 8 points on a couple of triples in the first half. Hone with the shot clock winding down, lost it on the reverse. Shea couldn't put it in, and the rebound down to Chris Howell. Aniwa Tate Jones in transition, navigating to the cup plus a foul.
And he beat Loiston down the floor. It was a foot race. He beat him down the floor. The push ahead by Gray initiates that, and then that's what he does. And we'll see if this begins that momentum at the foul line for Aniwa Tate Jones.
Leads the country in free throw attempts. 2nd in the country in free throw makes. 3 years of Division II ball at Hawaii Hilo. And Aniwa was telling us earlier today, he was a 5-man. He was a pick-and-roll 5. And now he's a forward, and he handles the ball so much for this vaunted UC San Diego team. Deadlocked at 33. Tillis with a step on Kapich. Hone, the 3. Got it!
He got off to a quick start from that 3-point line at the beginning of this game. Was quiet towards the end of that first half.
Nearly committed a foul on Tate Jones. 6th year of the program, has never been to the NCAA tournament. Now Aniwa Tate Jones gets the roll against 7'1" Loiston.
Was patient when he turned and faced a little bit more vigor in his attack than we saw there in that first half. Went right after Loiston.
Last night in the semis, Tate Jones got going late first half. Maybe today it's right away in the second half. Home matched up with Gray. Jurian Dixon rises. And then a trip and ball out of bounds, and it's going to stay with UC Irvine. It looked like a trip, but no call, so the Anteaters keep possession. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Tripped himself.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. Despite the pleading of Aniwa Tate Jones. Justin Hone triggers again. Wide left, and the rebound to Norden Kapich. Not a 2-man game at times from these guys. The 2 first-team players, and Magai gets it on the baseline. His 2nd bucket.
Got to get him going. They're going to need his offense in this second half.
Senior from Denton, Texas, averages 16.5, like you said, per game. And the first lead for the Tritons since it was 12-9 early on in the first half. Tillis matched up with Howe. Shot clock winding down. Double team comes from the low side. Tillis tried to pass out of it, and then Gray couldn't corral it, but only 0.7 left on the shot clock.
UC San Diego, a very good closeout team, especially off of that double. They are very good helping and reacting behind. Very good problem-solving, self-correcting team.
Super smart, self-aware group.
Oh, Gray just swiped it on the inbounds. Hayden Gray in transition. And a knee with Tate Jones fumbled it, but saved it for Howell. Now he wants it in the mid-post. Great look, Kapich. Comes up short, barely grazed iron. Che is calling for the basketball. Uber confident. Left alone, he missed it. And a soaring Howell secures the rebound.
Nice job gang rebounding. With Leuchten in there, you're going to need multiple bodies to get in there and rebound.
Tate Jones attacked, and Leuchten committed the foul, his first.
You know, given how good Aniwa Tate Jones is at getting to the foul line, as you've pointed out, Mike, it's remarkable they kept him off the line in the first half, but you knew that was probably unsustainable. And part of that is, I think, a recorrection mentally by Tate Jones at halftime. He's come out much more aggressive in attacking the basket.
Fifth-year senior from New Zealand goes to the line. Eric Olin was telling us Tate Jones is just relentless, taking it to the basket all the time. He has certainly come out that way here since halftime. He misses the first. Hey, our ABC NBA Sunday Showcase doubleheader features Donovan Mitchell and the Eastern Conference leading Cavs, who have won 15 straight against Paolo Banchero and the Magic at 1 Eastern. Then KD, Devin Booker, and the Suns are in LA taking on Luka and the Lakers. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 12:30 Eastern. Aniwa Tate Jones is 1 for 3 at the line, normally 76%. With his parents, Rachel and Aaron, here watching up from New Zealand for these last 3 weeks.
Said he had 4 cousins back in New Zealand checking the game out. So Cousins, shout out.
Hello to everybody back in New Zealand.
Indeed.
Corian Lee, backup true freshman guard, probing into the mid-range. That rolled off the iron. 2-point Triton's lead. Gray with a step on Dixon. Howell for Kapich. Kapich sticks the 3. His second of the ball game.
He just kind of floats on the perimeter, and Kyle Evans not used to guarding that type of a face-up shooter with size. Just kind of lost him.
8-0 run for UC San Diego the last 2.5 minutes. Home into traffic. Nearly walked with it and finds Tillis. Attacking the closeout of Howell. Tillis kept his footing. And Howell rips it away. Howell directing in transition. Howell for the cutting Rochelin on the reverse. Timeout UC Irvine.
Transition has been very good to start this half, and you can see Eric Olin over on the sideline pushing his team to pick up the tempo. There's that face-up forward, Norton Kapich knocking it down. And then here's that early offense. What a find to the athletic Rochelin. Need a little smooch off that glass.
Winners on display in this Big West Championship game, including Eric Olin, Coach of the Year for a second straight season. 9 years as an assistant at UC San Diego, right after his own playing career down in Mobile, Alabama. And now 12th year as the head coach. Until only the 5th season at the D1 level. This was originally a D3 program. Only in the year 2000 did they even go to Division II, and they were non-scholarship at the D2 level. Second year for Eric Olin as a head coach. He had 1 full scholarship for Division II. And now 10 years later, he's got them 15 minutes away from the NCAA tournament. 7-point margin for the top seed against the 2 seed UC Irvine. With the basketball in the first 5 minutes out of halftime. Home with Howell on him. Now Ujah Ugele. Gray, so aggressive, taking chances. Howell got a piece of it. Shot clock winding down. Here's Dixon on the move to the cup, and he lays it in.
That's how you make chicken salad out of chicken poo-poo right there, because that possession went poo-poo.
Is that what they say?
That's my analysis on that play.
Safe for everyone watching.
Why I get paid the big bucks.
5-point margin after the bucket from Jurian Dixon. With Loishtin parked in the middle, the zone again from UC Irvine. Shape-shifting a bit defensively in these matchups with UC San Diego. Howell spins out a three. And he's made 21 triples this season, but 8 of them came against the Anteaters in the regular season. Here's Justin Hone. High-low, and Loishtin trying to catch it off the backboard, but a takeaway off another turnover.
Not a good pass, but they've got 3 bodies around Loishtin.
Ray gets fouled by Jurian Dixon. 5-point game, UC San Diego in front.
With all due respect to chickens and their poo-poo, they get a bucket out of that possession. Man,
Nina, please don't call.
That's championship basketball right there.
Let's go, let's go. Time to start the show. Let's go, let's go. It all starts right now.
One of the best weeks of the entire year, and we've got 22 tickets punched now after Duke won the ACC championship without Cooper Flagg. Does sound like he's going to be good to go for the NCAA tournament, so encouraging news around the country. And we are 13:41 away from punching a ticket in the Big West with UC Irvine and UC San Diego. Chris Patola, Mike Monaco with you, and this has lived up to it. A reminder on what's at stake. Both these teams can make an at-large case as well. Joe Lunardi has UC Irvine in his next 4 out. He's got UC San Diego in a better spot than that. And he says even with a loss today, it is possible that UC San Diego could get an at-large, and it could be a 2-bid Big West. Russell in the flush.
And there's the facilitation from Aniwa Tate Jones. And they're just playing behind the big fella in the middle, and what a response.
Justin Hone buries his 4th 3 as he got left alone, and UC San Diego cannot do that.
When Tate Jones catches it in the middle, Mike, they're playing behind Loishtin. You see Rochelin just hunting the baseline.
With Tate Jones around that elbow at the free throw line. He's got 5 rebounds and 4 assists to go along with 11 points. Aiden Burke, the shooter off the bench, bouncing for Rochelin, just lurking again on the baseline.
He's their best athlete, and when you can put an athlete along that baseline, we've seen a few finishes by Rochelin tonight, athletic at the rim.
First Arizona State, then Oregon State, and now UC San Diego for Justin Rochelin. 6th man of the year in the conference. Out of the double, Tillis back to Loishtin. Working on Kapich with a step through in the roll.
There's that footwork from the big fella. Big tree fall hard, not Loishtin.
At 21, 10, and 4 assists yesterday in the semifinals to get here. The German Giant has made it a 4-point game. Burke, Rochelin, and Tate Jones. Shot clock south of 10. Tate Jones for Burke, spotting up, and he buries it.
The offense that Tate Jones is creating just by getting into the middle of the lane.
Tillis absorbed the contact. Tillis, why not?
These are big-time responses. After both 3s from UC San Diego, you had responses by Irvine.
Hone and Tillis. 6th and 5th year guys for UC Irvine. Norton Kapich couldn't stroke it, but Tate Jones cleans it up. And Aniwa Tate Jones has taken over for UC San Diego. Torian Lee off the deflection. Back for Tillis. 7 points, 7 assists, and he draws a foul on the floor. They get it on Aniwa Tate Jones. It's his 2nd.
And their offense, they have found something, Mike. Little something along the baseline, playing behind the big fella, Ben Loishtin. you got an athlete like Justin Rochlin, man, you got a finisher in your pocket. And a little three. This is what they do best. That facilitation from Tate Jones. Aiden Burke, he's wet and excited about it.
We will cap off Champ Week tomorrow with 2 more championship games over on ESPN. First up, 1 Eastern, noon Central, Florida and Tennessee in the SEC championship game. Then one of the final automatic tourney tickets will be punched in the American. You got Memphis, the top seed, led by Penny Hardaway against UAB.
Florida's going to become a trendy pick in the NCAA tournament, and you can understand why.
You saw him early in the year. What do you like so much?
The combination of that outside punch, they have the 3 best guards nationally, and then the depth they have up front, Mike. Those forwards are really tough and physical.
Here's who Lenardi's got on the 1s and 2s.
He's spinning them.
7-point lead for UC San Diego. Top 2 seeds here in the Big West, which is hoping to be a 2-bid league. Justin Hone, tough shot, came up short, and Aniwa Tate Jones the rebound.
You said it during the break, asked the question, where's the offense going to come from? If you can't play through Loyston, where is this offense consistently going to come from with Irvine?
Loyston on the bench with his 10 points. Hone's got 14. But where else for the Anteaters? Ty McGuy turns it over, got caught in the air. Here is Hone. Miles Che's been quiet. 77 in the blue on his 21st birthday. Tillis spinning. Found Evans underneath.
Last second, what a pass, and a nice job by Evans, having composure, kind of backing his way to the basket, throwing it up over the top.
Tillis had 6 assists yesterday. That was a career high. He's got 8 assists today. We're only midway through the second half. Aniwa Tate Jones, exit dribble in the 2-man game with Ty McGuy. McGuy on the baseline. Tough shot, too strong. Tillis saves it on the baseline and walked the tightrope. Home. Quick step on McGuy. Evans the catch, and he got fouled. Getting that on Aniwa Tate Jones' third.
Yeah, penetration, Mike, has been last couple possessions. Tillis on the first one there, getting into the paint. And then they're home, not settling. We're at a point in the game, especially if you're Irvine, because shooting threes is not what they do. You can't settle. Put the pressure on UC San Diego's defense.
Che's got to get it in, and he does to Devin Tillis. Yeah, only 2 threes so far in the second half for UC Irvine. Tillis gets the roll, and he is stepping up big for the Anteaters.
He's taking up the mantle, does a little bit of everything.
5th-year senior, 2nd team all-conference, who started his career here in Vegas with UNLV. Tate Jones went down, and it's a turnover. Irvine pushes down by 3. Tillis ran that down in the corner. Tillis going to work on Milovic behind the back. Fortunate to get that back on the deck, and it's a held ball, and it does keep it at this end of the floor. You got 8 assists. I guess you got to try one of those, right? It's a heat check pass.
Under 9 minutes in a game to go to the NCAA tournament. My man says, I'm throwing it behind the back in traffic. I play for Russ Turner.
He's playing Frogger with that pass.
Great reference.
Thank you. 8:51 to go here in the second half. And a 1-possession game of the Big West Championship. Tillis couldn't tie it.
That's a settle.
And Aniwa Tate Jones is on triple-double watch here. Now Ty McGuy rejected the screen. Matched up with Justin Hone. Physical defending. McGuy to spin and kick for Howell. Couldn't hit. And a foul on the rebounding action goes against UC Irvine.
Yeah, I think Russ Turner is sort of allowing Ben Loyston to catch his breath for the final stretch of this game. because that's where a rebound like that, you can tell UC San Diego's really crashing the offensive glass, and without the presence of Loyston in there, a lot more availability.
He's already played 22 minutes. He averages 26. He's been out since 11:05 was left here in the second half.
Yes.
Underneath, and Milovic couldn't finish.
Great challenge by Kyle Evans.
Given good minutes in the place of Ben Loyston. Again, the superstar big on the bench for UC Irvine. And off from Evans. Posting up on Howell. Hone instead backs it out. Shot clock below 10. Hone rises. Can't hit. Rebound underneath, and did it touch the back of the backboard? They will keep it at this end of the floor. Inside of 8 to go, and it's a three-point UC San Diego lead on Irvine. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. From Henderson, Nevada, three-point game of the Big West Championship, and who will punch an auto bid to the NCAA tournament. All right, UC San Diego, the top seed. They lead the country in turnover margin. Eric Olin always talks about being possession positive because they turn you over so much at a really high clip. They protected themselves. But tonight, for UC Irvine, they've really protected the basketball.
They have. Big priority for Russell Turner when we were talking to him before the game. Ball security, being strong with it, and not allowing it. The other thing, it's not just that UC San Diego forces turnovers, Mike. They score 20 points a game off of them. And so you've cut off that pipeline of scoring by taking care of the basketball.
6 turnovers in total for UC Irvine, and only 2 in this second half. Ben Loyston, the big, is back into the game, and Chris Howell took it from him.
Just as we say it, there's a turnover.
Aiden Gray had it poked away by Justin Hone.
No, UC San Diego's done a nice job showing Loyston multiple bodies. I mean, he has not had a moment, especially when he's caught the ball, where he hasn't had 2, sometimes 3 guys around him.
In the corner, Rochelin can't hit the 3. Not known for his perimeter shot. Irvine's got it down by 3. Winner to the NCAA tournament, representing the Big West. Miles Che working on Rochelin. Tough follow away for Che is short. Only 5 points for Miles Che, who averages 12.5 on 2 of 8 shooting tonight. Zone from UC Irvine again, and Gray wants a deep one. Oh, and he buried it!
Dude's got big stones. That was deep.
5th 3 of the ball game for Hayden Gray. Tipped away, and they'll say it's off the head of Jurian Dixon.
Gray's had himself a night. This is his 5th 3, and he just felt that. I mean, you're going to give him that much space, he'll accept. Again, not a volume 3-point shooter, not like Tyler McGuy, but he has stepped into the moment tonight.
Only 34% from 3 for him last year. He's taken way more this year and at a higher clip. And none bigger than the 5 tonight for Hayden Gray. There's Chris Howell, the St. Mary's transfer. And now Gray with the shot clock winding down, gives it to Ty McGuy. McGuy, way too strong. Loose ball, Tillis.
They're not guarding Rochelin in this back corner. He almost comes away with an offensive rebound because nobody's blocking him out.
Now Rochelin's banging with Bent Loyston, 15 in the blue, looking for a post up. Here he is with Rochelin on him. On a repost, high-low, and a foul called underneath on Rochelin, giving up a lot of size.
Well conceived. That's the high-low that they such a great connection between Tillis and Loyston. Loyston caught it at first, didn't feel like he had it, throws it back out, knows he's going to be able to set up that high-low with the defender playing over the top.
It's going to be Ben Loyston the rest of the way after he got that 3 or 4 minute breather from his head coach, Russ Turner, to set up this segment down the stretch. Loyston on a step through, and he got fouled. I'll say that's on the floor.
just operating in a lot of traffic tonight. Every time he catches it.
Comes to set the middle ball screen for Justin Hone. Rochelin on Leuston again. Tillis spinning onto the baseline, had it poked away with 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
They're trying to force feed Leuston, and Rochelin's doing a nice job fighting the catch. You got to fight the catch. Fight the deep position.
Gives up 8 inches and 55 pounds. Into Hone, into a 3. Spins it out, but an offensive rebound. Leuston, Tillis hoists, and hits. Aniwa Tate Jones for Gray. Does he have another? Yes!
Aniwa Tate Jones again creating offense with the assist. And why is Hayden Gray that wide open?
His 6th triple. Leuston turned it over out of a double.
That Leuston to Tillis connection off an offensive rebound. Big shot there. And then Hayden Gray off the assist from Aniwa Tate Jones. Not sure why he's that wide open at this point in the game.
He's got 20 points. Career high is 22 for Hayden Gray. He's got it again. Transferred in from D2 Azusa Pacific. Aniwa Tate Jones on the drive. Always seeking contact underneath and had it blocked. K-Pitch had to get it up. Irvine with it down by 6. 4.5 to go in the second half. Che draws a foul and will head to the free throw line.
You know, with Leuston in the game on the other end defensively, UC San Diego's had a lot more success with Aniwa Tate Jones just playing in the middle of that zone, that diamond in one, and being a passer. It's been really hard for him tonight to finish against that size of Leuston.
He's only got 6 of 13 shooting, but he does have 6 assists. Meantime, Miles Che, a phenomenal free throw shooter at 88%, and he's good on the first. They're on his 21st birthday, celebrating it just outside of Las Vegas in the Big West Championship here in Henderson, Nevada. Top 2 teams in the conference meeting for the 3rd time. Both teams feel like the type that could do some damage in the NCAA tournament. Che good on both. Russ Turner's been so close through the years. They have run this conference in many ways.
Man-to-man. Going away from the diamond in one.
Dixon's out on Aniwa Tate Jones. K-Pitch with a step on Tillis. K-Pitch got caught underneath and turned it over.
I'm not sure why these guys are challenging the big fella.
Tillis. Setting up with a post up. He gets it. Tillis lost the handle and turns it over right back. 4-point game with 4 minutes to go to crown the Big West champion and send the team to the NCAA tournament.
All right.
We are coming down the stretch in the Big West Championship, and UC San Diego point guard Hayden Gray has been special tonight.
He has felt the championship moment, Mike, and he's hunted his shot tonight a lot more than he typically does. Part of that is Tyler McGuy has been a no-show, and Aniwa Tate Jones has found it tough sledding around the basket. He's only got 13, so they've needed a scoring punch, and it's come from this guy. 6 of 7 from 3, 7 of 9 from the field. He's been dynamite.
All right, so it's a 4-point lead for Hayden Gray and UC San Diego against UC Irvine. What do you want to see from them offensively here?
You got to recognize the defense. Looks like UC Irvine's coming out in a man. Chris Howell is not being guarded. He is not being guarded. He's got to be an active screener. And then once Leuston puts himself in front of the basket, play inside out. Get that penetration and kick for those threes. That's what you do best.
So Irvine will sag off here. Chris Howell, 8 and white. He kicks to the corner, and K-Pitch buries the 3.
You play to your strengths. Threes are what you do, but you've got to play inside out.
The lead's at 7 for UC San Diego. Where does Irvine counter? The big fella wants it and gets it. Ben Leuchten, the German big, into a double. Howell tied him up, and it's a held ball, and it belongs to the Tritons.
This is what Norton Capich does best. And he's taking, well, here's this play on the other end. And it's a great play by Chris Howell. I mean, great play coming over.
After such a big shot from Norton Capich and the driving dish to him.
After he kind of forced it into Leuchten on the possession before, and you love scoring out of a timeout there. It was a big, big bucket by Capich.
We'll get a stoppage here. They were mopping something near the baseline. And now Tony Padilla's headed over toward the scorer's table, and they probably want another look at the mix-up between Howell, who just looked at one of his opponents, Devin Tillison, said, what happened? And we'll check it out again. Leuchten into a trap. Howell comes in, and any untoward contact here? No, we're good. Let's continue the proceedings. Basketball play, Big West Championship, 3:21 to go.
Let's play.
Okay.
We've become hypersensitive in these moments, Mike. I don't want to get on my soapbox about this. This is ridiculous. And the thing that bothers me the most, as I say, I don't want to get on my soapbox. It took us 3 minutes to decide we were going to go do the review. Now it's going to take another 3 minutes to do the review for just a little basketball play.
Yeah, it's crazy town. Like, either go to the monitor right away or don't.
Right.
Anyway, Russ Turner on one side, his team down by 7. Again, they've been the gold standard in this conference for a number of years, but for all their regular season success, no tourney since 19. Other side, there's Eric Olin, only their 5th year as a Division I program, and the first year eligible for the NCAA tournament, and they're 3.5 minutes away from getting into the NCAA tournament. Both these teams with an at-large case. We've talked about it all night, but if you're just joining us, Joe Lunardi has UC Irvine as his 6th team out of the field. He thinks UC San Diego's got a better case. If they lose this game, he has said going in, it's still possible that they can get in. They've got a comfortable net compared to Irvine, but still at 35. Indiana State didn't get in last year. That looms for the Tritons. By the way, it was just the common foul.
Oh.
Good work on the soapbox, Chris Spatola. Approaching 3 to go here in Henderson, Nevada. Aiden Gray for Aniwa Tate Jones.
It's got to put him in the middle of the zone. Middle of the zone. Catch it, turn and face.
Here he is, elbow extended. Shot clock winding down. He does face. Back out for Magai. Tough shot, and he hit it.
Gamer. He has been not good tonight, but he comes up big there.
You said to me earlier, he's going to hit 2 huge ones, no matter how rocky it is throughout the night. Now a takeaway from Gray. Aniwa Tate Jones got fouled.
He's been too good this year. He did not play well last night, but he comes up big on this one, and he's been off balance all night. It's one of the reasons I don't think he has shot a good percentage. And then Tate Jones from behind, just kind of getting a poke away. Again, multiple bodies crowded in that paint, forcing a turnover. Big free throws coming up here.
After the huge 3-leaner from Ty Magai puts now Aniwa Tate Jones at the line. One of the best names in college basketball and one of the best mid-major players. You might be wondering about his tattoo, by the way. He was telling us today it's of his tribe back in New Zealand, the Tuhoi tribe, his people, the Maldi people, and he is very proud of his heritage. And if UC San Diego closes this out in the next 2:34, you're going to see more of that next week. Irvine down by 11, 2.5 to go, and they need points in a hurry. Dixon lost his footing, backs it out for Hone. Off the shot fake. Hone rises. Had it altered by Tate Jones. And it is deflected, so it will stay with UC Irvine.
Dangerous decision there by Tate Jones to try to make a play on this from behind. I mean, you're lucky you don't get called for a foul there, and it certainly looks like he touched it.
So 14 on the shot clock for the Anteaters. Into Hone. Hone can't connect. And K-pitch to the loose ball.
What is Jurrien Dixon doing? I mean, this is a championship moment. You got to go after that loose ball there. 50-50 ball that K-pitch comes up with.
He went right between two Anteaters to grab it. 10-2 run for UC San Diego, and Eric Olin will take a timeout with 2 minutes to go. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and then back to the Big West Championship game. Here's our ABC NBA Sunday Showcase doubleheader. Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs red hot. They square off with the Magic at 1 Eastern. Then the Suns are in LA taking on Luka and the Lakers. Our coverage starts at 12:30 Eastern with NBA Countdown. UC San Diego's up by 11 on UC Irvine. Top 2 seeds meeting here in the Big West Championship. The fans from La Jolla have made the trip. And meantime, for UC Irvine, they can feel this slipping away.
And I think Eric Olin calls that timeout because he feels this is kind of a dagger possession. You come away with points here, go up 13, perhaps 14, it becomes a little bit out of reach. This is a big, big possession here if you're UC Irvine, and then you've got to work quickly. You've got to get a stop here, and then you've got to work quickly going in the other direction.
And look at the ease with which Eric Olin's operating. This guy, we said it last night, he might lead not just the conference, maybe the entire country in smiles from a head coach. He's got this amazingly calm demeanor. And his team is 159 away from history. On this all-important possession, it's in the hands of an Iwaniwa Tate Jones, best player in the conference for the Tritons. Hayden Gray with the shot clock winding down, lays it in!
And he took it right at Loyston with no fear. What a finish.
Is that the dagger from the Tritons? Hone stepped through and he got fouled. How about Hayden Gray at 6'4", going right at 7'1"?
No fear. And what a little ball fake, a little show there, and just, you know, Loyston's been making plays at the front of the rim all night long, and just the shift to that right hand, and what touch.
Senior from San Diego, went to Azusa Pacific Division II a couple of years, and tonight, the biggest game of his life, matched a career high with 22. Hone is good on the first. Hone is 79% free throw shooter. A 6th-year senior for UC Irvine from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Heard that a California school was recruiting him and said, that's where I need to be. You got Loyston on the bench, kind of leaning back and grimacing as Hone makes both.
This is the last possession. I don't think you need to foul. You don't need to get into that yet. You just got to be solid, get a stop. Like picking up here.
Tate Jones into the front court, nearly walked with it, and he got fouled instead.
I don't think they wanted to foul. You certainly didn't need to, especially with UC San Diego, such a good free throw shooting team.
And an Iwaniwa Tate Jones's father, Aaron, starting to sense this. 6th team foul on UC Irvine.
It doesn't hurt you.
Howell moved it off for Magai. A trap lurking on Magai, and he gets fouled after more time comes off the clock. So UC Irvine kind of caught in between. You either are fouling or you're not, and you can't be too aggressive if you're not.
You gotta understand, the refs at this point, they're hypersensitive. I mean, again, you've got to be aggressive enough to make the trap there effective, but you had them. They're going to come away at that point in the possession with a bad shot. Just a killer, and you send an 85% foul shooter to the line.
For the 1-and-1. You can feel the emotion that looms for UC Irvine. Again, last 12 years, 7 regular season titles. They haven't been to the NCAA tournament since 2019. Russ Turner said to his pregame, you wake up on days like this and you just know it's different. 1:18 to go. Hone driving on Howell, and he got fouled. And they'll say it's a shooting foul as well, so Justin Hone to the line for a pair. Flip side for UC San Diego. What a dream season this has been. They're on a 14-game winning streak, which right now is tied for the longest active streak in the country with High Point. Eric Olin's team has won 27 of 29. They've only lost 4 times all season. At home in mid-January against UC Irvine by 8. 7 days later on the road at UC Riverside by 4. And that's it ever since the first 4 games of the year. Hone sticks it, and it's down to an 11-point game. Buck 10 to go here in the second half. Got to get it over the timeline, and Hayden Gray will burn a timeout with 1 left for UC San Diego. So they're up by 11. There's 1:03 left. They are starting to sense it. What a story this has been. I mean, we talked about how this program only went Division II in 2000. And now their first year being eligible for the NCAA tournament, they're 63 seconds away. Last year they were second in the conference. The Big West decided not to let them come even to this conference tournament because they were part of that 4-year transition period to Division I and were ineligible for the NCAA tournament. It's just been a sensational season.
It also, in terms of the roster, it falls in line with like the Drakes of the world, where Ben McCollum brings 4 D2 transfers with him from Northwest Missouri. I mean, they have 6 1,000-point scorers on this UC San Diego team, all of them D2 transfers. Their top 4 scorers on this roster this year are D2 transfers. Another part of just this incredible story.
Eric Olin has called it the smartest team he's ever coached. He says one of their superpowers is their self-awareness. It is an ultra-mature group. They're trying to get to the finish line here. Hayden Gray breaks the pressure with Ty Magai, who will slow things down. He gets fouled with 56 seconds to go.
Yeah, you had to foul, but again, I mean, Magai is pretty much automatic.
And Eric Olin has steered this ship. Grew up in Mobile, Alabama, and played NAIA ball there. For his head coach, Bill Carr, who was a West Coast guy and eventually got the job at UC San Diego. So called in early 20s Eric Olin and said, you want to come coach? Didn't know what he was going to do with his life. And, well, he hasn't left La Jolla ever since. First got the interim job right before season started. A few months later, they removed the tag, and now in his 12th season at the helm.
Love everything about watching him work. We've had a chance to watch him in practice the last 2 days. His tone is right on the money. Not too high, not too low.
Che can't hit. Gray secures it. And Hayden Gray, and a held ball that will keep it at this end of the floor. Teammates diffuse the situation. And UC San Diego saw those fans ready to dance here in Henderson, Nevada. Hone on the drive. Bounces for Miles Che. Now Dixon rises. He swirls one out. Battle on the boards and the loose ball to Ty Magai as Aniwa Tate Jones got banged there. 7-second difference between game and shot clock. Howell, the exclamation point. Tillis back iron. Rochelin the rebound. Hone swiped it. Off target. Tillis the rebound, and that rolls out. So does that. And a foul with 5.5 to go. And UC San Diego can taste it.
It's about to be the longest active winning streak in the country, and one of the best stories you will find anywhere in sports, authored by the Tritons of UC San Diego. A head coach and his star embrace. A 5-year journey for Aniwa Tate Jones will continue in the NCAA tournament. He gets showered with a chant of MVP while the emotions release. And they are littered on the face of his mother, Rachel, and his father, Aaron, as well.
This is what it's all about, man. It's lifetime memories. Chance to play in the NCAA tournament.
In the first year, this program is eligible to do so. Chris Howell's good on the first. The new kids on the block in the Big West. UC San Diego, outright regular season champs. And now Big West tournament champions as well. Howell connects. And Howell will get his ovation as well from the fans who have made the trip from La Jolla. Final 5.5 seconds here in Henderson. Lee sticks it. 1.1 to go, and the celebration is on. History for UC San Diego. From D2 to the dance floor for the first time in program history. Incredible job by this team all season, and their journey will continue in the NCAA tournament. Our 23rd ticket punched, and UC Irvine is left to hope for an at-large bid tomorrow. That wraps things up from the Big West Championship. For Chris Patola and our entire crew, I'm Mike Monaco saying so long from Lee's Family Forum. Grand Canyon and Utah Valley are coming up in the WAC Tournament Final. For our crew, we get you off to Dave Feldman.